Hey everyone, it's great to be here at Finovate. I'm Rob Froy, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kabbage. I'm here today with Mark and Catherine, my co-founders. Obviously this is Catherine, not Mark, driving the presentation today. And in case you're unfamiliar with Kabbage, Kabbage provides working capital to the millions of merchants who transacted more than 100 billion pounds over marketplaces like eBay and Amazon, as well as independent online stores last year alone. These merchants have virtually no access to the working capital they need to do things like buy inventory, market products, upgrade their systems, do the things that small businesses need to do to grow and prosper. And we do it fast. So a merchant can land on our site, go through the whole process, and receive actual cash in their account within 10 minutes. Actually, the average is 7 minutes. Now, we launched our product in 2010, but we actually pushed into the market really in April of last year when we had some money to actually market the product. And I'm proud to announce today that this week we will surpass $10 million advanced to small businesses so far, and that's all been in the last year. We've been at these Finovates before, and in the past we've announced a lot of great things, but we're real excited to announce our Kabbage scorecard today. And so what's happening, and Catherine has already logged into Jim Smith's account, and Jim represents one of the more than 15,000 folks who have actually created accounts on Kabbage.com so far, and there will be at least 5,000 more accounts created in February, this February alone. And you see right now, Jim's an online seller. He sells on eBay, sells sporting goods on eBay. He has a robust store, but he needs to buy more inventory. And so what he's done is he's actually added his eBay account to his Kabbage profile. And by doing that, we've incorporated that data into our underwriting engine, and we've made him eligible for an advance of $10,000. Now, he could take that right now and in a second have that in his account. We've also determined a score of 46, and I don't know if all of you or any of you are familiar with a company called Clout. Clout creates a score that tells you exactly how cool you are online. The Kabbage score is actually a quantitative and qualitative representation of both the amount of data you've added to your Kabbage account as well as how your online store is performing. But Jim needs more than $10,000. Now, if he was working with a traditional bank, he would have to go somewhere else or go through a huge process to get more cash. But on Kabbage.com, it's very easy because he's also a seller on Etsy, and that's another key element of what we do. We need you to tell us, if you're an online seller, every place you sell and a whole bunch of other information that we'll show you so we get a good idea of who you are and how you sell online so that we can give you as much cash as you need to grow. So what Catherine's has opened up here, and that's important, is that we can add any number of marketplaces to this, but he sells on Etsy, so she's going through an off and off, and what that's doing is we have a relationship with Etsy that allows us to incorporate that information into Jim's profile, and by doing that, we analyze the information, we determine whether he is actually eligible for any more cash. So Catherine's gone through that process, it takes a couple of seconds, and then we will determine whether he gets more cash. And so now we see that Jim is eligible. He used to be eligible for 10, but now he's eligible for $15,000. And his score has gone from 46 to 65. And that's really important because now he has $15,000. But what else have we done on Kabbage? One of the things that we've done is we believe it's really important to give online merchants back their data. Let them consume that data so that they can figure out how to improve their store. And so the first iteration of that is actually providing graphing and visualization of how their stores perform, and we're going to extend that over a period of time so they get more and more information to grow their store. And so that's one aspect. But Jim's not done. Still a competitive person. He wants a higher score. He also needs more cash. And Mark, one of my partners, spoke at Finovate back in September and explained our feature called social climbing. And what that is Facebook and Twitter are utilized by small businesses all over the world to manage their relationships with customers. They're essentially a CRM for small businesses. And if you are active on these social networks with your customers, it probably means you run a better business absent you doing that. So if you didn't do it, you should do it. And we want to encourage people to use these social networks to underwrite what they're doing. So Catherine is going through a process that you're all familiar with, giving a third party, namely Kabbage, access to your information from both your Facebook fan page, in this instance, but we also have your Twitter account, and we're going to incorporate that data into our underwriting engine and determine whether Jim gets more cash as a result of his activity on Facebook. And you can see now his score has gone from 65 to 71, and we've increased the amount of cash that he has available to him by 1,000. And one important thing about social networking is after we announce that, and we have thousands of customers, more than 30% of our customer base has added either Twitter or Facebook or both to their accounts and has received additional cash as a result of it. Really important. So now we've talked a lot about these scores already and giving this data back. It's a fundamental belief of ours that your data is your data. If you create data on Kabbage.com or you associate more data, that should be yours to utilize for purposes other than what we might want to use it for. You may want to do things with it. So along those lines, we're also showing the first time that we're allowing folks to actually download and take portable their data with them. That's fundamentally different from what any other company, especially in the financial services industry, is really willing to do. Because what could you do with that data? When she opens up this PDF, it contains really 3 items. One is the score that we talked about already. Another is a graphic showing the representation of your stores and that performance. And on the next page is a representation, not a representation, actually information related to your repayment history with Kabbage. Tying together the score with your repayment history and your store's performance is very powerful information for folks who might want to provide. It might be for banks, for vendors you're negotiating prices with, for customers who may want to work with you. That's our belief. Kabbage is a tool and service to help small businesses grow. Thank you so much for your time, and please come out and see us at the table between 4 and 6. Thank you.